Welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose, a video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. We are getting close to the end of the crazy cycle when it comes to Hockey Ultimate Team. Team of the season is probably right around the corner, so wanted to keep doing these videos to try and help out everyone that has been grinding throughout the entire season. So let's get into today's video. We'll start with Kosh. It says, "Hey Sleeves, I'm a big fan of your content. Thanks for doing what you do. Big fan of the Twitch stream as well. I'm a pretty casual player, Division 3. 10 to 12 wins and champs, not quite no money spent, but only spent a bit on the beginning to start my team. Big off of the team trade deadline event. Haven't done any team builders yet, but thinking about starting. Here's my lineup. List your lineup. Guys, for future, don't list your whole lineup. I tried to avoid these ones just because it takes up a lot of my time. But just taking a look at all of the cards that you've got here, you kind of have who's to be expected. You kind of have a low-key, like, really, really good squad here. Maybe another defenseman for sure, another right-handed defenseman. Team builders are very expensive, so you would have to have a ton of cards available to you to make team builders at this point. I don't even know if they're worth it. Once the 96s come out, it's going to be very expensive. However, you could really use another defenseman, whether it's like Sammy Salo, but I would definitely make the elites Hamilton. Enjoy your travel, Sleeves. You've been a big help completing my team. See you back in NHL 25. Take care. Iceman. Appreciate that, man. I am going to Denmark for the European Finals this weekend. So for the launch of MLB, I will not be here. Monday, we're back. Content's going to be started. Going to start my MLB grind as well. NHL content's not going anywhere. What's up, my man? Jordan. Happy almost end of the year, man. Well done this season. I appreciate that, dude. Hey, Slaves, love the content. Keep up the work. Can EA please come up with a better reporting system or a system to ban people who take games hostage? I had 3 champs games this weekend taken hostage by players who just constantly going offside. I left the 2, which they probably wanted. The one lasted almost an hour because I wanted the W. I don't see how there is nothing to counteract to report people doing this. Also, the frickin' glitch where everyone is on the black screen. I don't know how that is still in the game. Yeah, that is try taking a penalty if you get the black screen glitch. When it comes to like griefing or players flipping the puck over the boards, they definitely need something that can track that because massive reporting, I don't know if massive reporting is the way because you'd get people that are just good at the game getting reported because people are upset and, about losing. But that being said, I do think that there should be something for that, just like there is for puck ragging. Hey, Slaves, you're one of the only reasons I still play this game, so thanks for the great content. Anyway, I need a right winger to play behind or in front of Flashback Barzal. No money spent. I'm looking for a good budget buy. Thanks again for the great content. This is tough because I don't know your budget, and without like options, it's kind of tough to give you one. You're looking for a right-handed winger. Barzal's so good, though. That's the thing. God, there wasn't a lot in the... Without any options to look at, this one's tough to do. I'm sorry, boss. If you ever want to know a budget question, like, hey, should I go and get this card for the X amount? Tell me your budget, and then search in the auction house and give me a couple of options there. To quote Obi-Wan Kenobi, meme, hello there. What is the ability that you would like to see added to the game, and what would it do? I would love to see an X-Factor ability that the player does not get the full pressure nerf. So call it, I don't know, some endurance or master endurance or something like that. And basically they wouldn't, every time that you're under full pressure, that player does not get hit by that. It's almost like it doesn't exist. No way he did an MLB question in an NHL video. Guys, these videos, I'll be honest with you, I've done over 50 of them. They're more of just like community help that centers around Hockey Ultimate Team. But for anyone that wants to ask questions in these videos, I'll probably do the same thing for MLB. I just like, talking with my community. So this is an easy way for me to do it. I apologize. Who Should You Choose has been around. I've done this video series for 4 years now. So I'm not going to change the name. I really should, though. It should be like a 20-minute podcast kind of thing, which maybe it is in the future. All right, been here for a while, but for NHL, but as an Xbox user, you convinced me to give MLB a shot. Hope to see you grow, brother. Appreciate both sports. Thank you, man, again. I apologize for everyone that's annoyed with the MLB talk. I do. It's just something that I have to do because A, I love baseball, and 2, the game is very good, and 3, I really want to hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. It is my last career goal, and it really is the only way for me to do that. If you go and look at my most watched videos, 4 of the top 10 ever on my channel are MLB videos. If you have Xbox and you have Game Pass, MLB is free. So, hey Slaves, love the content. You make this game somewhat bearable. Why are there so many losers playing this game? At least it seems so in the lower divisions. Every time I'm winning a game, the player either rage quits. I end up spending the vast majority of my time playing games where I'm losing because it's the only time players don't quit. It's funny because I experience the complete opposite. I wish I could go on someone on the lower divisions and see what it's like. Because, again, everyone's around the same skill level. It is. But the game changes considerably once you get to Division 2. It's a completely different game. Like you're playing a game, the meta and how things are played. And in the bottom of it, I kind of forget about how toxic players can be simply because they're angry because they don't win a lot of the times. You get this in any video game. It's a one-on-one video game. And the last thing people want to do is go to work all day, come home, and then blame themselves for losing, right? So it's either A, the game's fault, B, the other player's fault, or C, the internet's fault. And sometimes it is, but often not. You just got your brakes blown off by somebody else, and no one wants to admit that. Who wants to admit that? How can I get power-up Nathan McKinnon? How can I get a power-up Nathan McKinnon? You can't unless he wins Team of the Season, which he probably will. And that isn't even a power-up that would... Yeah, you can't. Hey, Slaves, I understand that by the time you get around to the next video, it'll probably be Team of the Season time, so I'm going to keep my lineup question more general. Right now, my lineup strategy has been built around having all 99 overall face-off centers, a fast winger, and a scoring winger. Do you think that simplifying my decisions around that strategy is a good idea? For instance, I have a player with gold wheels and at least one player with snappy on each of my 3 lines, and it feels like I always able to make a play, while 90% of my opponents will either stack their top line or spread AP around evenly with the top 2. I think with the endurance changes this year, having 3 dangerous lines instead of 1 or 2 godly lines has its benefits as well. Would it be interesting to hear your take? I love this. This is something that isn't talked about enough. Mini rant here, I apologize. I brought this up on the podcast. There is a stat at the end of games, okay? It is not tracked after you leave the game. Okay, and it's puck possession. So you can actually see the time that you carry the puck with a certain card. And I wish you could see that after the game, and it tracked it fully, but EA doesn't invest in storage. I don't know. Because what that allows you to do is see who you are carrying the puck with over a long span. Obviously, one game is not really going to matter. But why I want to bring it up for this is because you might not realize that you only carry the puck with right-handed defensemen for the most part. So, if that's the case, maybe you throw elite edges on those defensemen, right? For example, let's say certain hits. You have a million hits with your left defenseman, or let's say your left winger. Maybe you use truculence on those cards. Or maybe you have a forward that is dominating time of possession, and you want to throw unstoppable force on those cards. And let's say you don't even take shots with a left or a righty, depending on, let's say there's a certain side that you don't. And there is a side that you favor. I can guarantee you that. If you go and look at your stats, there will be a wing where it is a big discrepancy in the goals you score. And a lot of people just don't realize that. So maybe you make it snappy on the players that you shoot with, and obviously you don't. I like this lineup strategy. I think too often people are trying to do the same thing as other top-end players, and they're not just leaning into what they're good at. So what I mean by that is I can score the low far side shot very good, and I'm pretty good at evading pressure in the offensive zone, right? What I'm bad at is defending the 2-on-1 or the forced cross crease, right? So leaning into that, to be honest, all of my defensemen personally should have quick pick to help with that, right? I don't really need make it snappy or offensive abilities because I can score the shots that I go for almost always. So that's a great example. I think that 99 faceoffs as well is very overlooked. It is a massive advantage to always start with the puck, and it is something that I am among the best player in. That I can firmly and confidently say when it comes to my overall gameplay, I am washed. All right, but when it comes to faceoffs, it is a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I'm very good at the strategy of it. And 99 faceoffs and gold quick draw allow me to basically win every draw that I start with. So, do we take coins from rivals this week and spam leaves packs? I absolutely love this. You just don't earn enough. So, if you got 100,000 coins, then yeah. But if you're only getting 60 or 40,000 coins, you're only getting 2 packs, and the odds that I wouldn't. But it's funny, I got this question a lot. Not sure if you're Canadian or American. Sorry if you don't mind that. I am Canadian. I was born and raised in Niagara. I did live in the States for 7 years, though, in Buffalo, New York. So, and I do love the U.S. Slaves, is X Factor Suzuki worth powering up before Team of the Season? I have a few 89 cards I'm holding on to, but will any of the Team of the Season cards be better than Nick Suzuki? I would wait for Team of the Season because there's no rush for you. You have the card required if you really want to get that card. So all you're doing is just kind of getting that card upgraded, but you don't know if he's going to get it or not. So I would definitely wait. That being said, Nick Suzuki, the 99s are going to hold their value for about another month or two. And then once we get to like 96 and 97s, that's when you're going to see when everyone's speed hits 99, the big guys are just going to demolish Suzuki. Like Suzuki in May is going to be one of the worst 99s, just simply based on size. It's much like smaller goaltenders in HUT. Like you wouldn't use a smaller goalie because the bigger goalies just have a way better time. It's the exact same thing for forwards and defensemen. Hey, Slaves, what are your thoughts on instead of X Factor cards being upgraded through collectibles, they are upgraded by individual stats by completing objectives to grow each card or more are not built? 100 wrist shots plus 1 power and accuracy, base overalls between 70 to 75. Brother, you just described the parallel system. That is in MLB The Show. When you perform actions in MLB The Show in any game mode, you will get a parallel experience, and you can go all the way to +5 with each card. It doesn't matter what the card is. It could be a base card. It could be a 99 overall card. It works a little bit differently in MLB. You get +5 if you get all the way to the end. You get +1 at parallel 1, parallel 2, and so on. That should be in not just NHL. It should be in every Ultimate Team mode game. You should be rewarded for performing well with specific cards. On top of that, if you had a base team of San Jose Sharks and, or maybe you have a base card or let's say a live moments Mario Ferraro with like an 85 overall. Let's say I wanted to use him. I could get him to 90 overall. And at least he's more usable. So 100%, that should be in the game. Objectives still have a long way to go. And I thought that we would see a little bit more of an improvement with Objectives 2.0, but half the time the objectives don't track, which is tough. What I think they should do with power-up icons is what they did with X Factors. Just give every team at least one power-up icon, depending on how long the team has been around for, and give them and give them more. But I don't know how this would work. Teams like Seattle and Vegas. I'm a Rangers fan, but I really want to get Brian Leetch card, but there just aren't any. I think the only way, not the only way, and I hate just ripping off MLB ideas. I do, but it is such a better content found architecture in the game. Something that I love about or what I personally would love is I'd love to see eras. So in 3 months or in let's say in 3 month sections, okay, you've got the launch of the game comes and it's the present era or let's call it next gen or something. No, bad example. Let's call it the 90s. Launch of the game in October and you've got the 90s era. Every team gets 5 cards to grind towards with objectives they need to complete by doing things with that specific team. I'm going to use the San Jose Sharks as an example, okay? So let's say we use the 90s. Oh, it's a bad example with the Sharks. Let's use the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you've got your base cards and whatever that come out, but you've got eras, and in the 90s, you've got 5 cards to work towards. Number 1 would be like an 82 overall Sergei Berezin. Okay, I'm showing my age a little bit here. And next would be an 83 Steve Thomas. An 84 Doug Gilmour, an 85 Wendell Clark, and an 86, which would match the highest overall for base cards that year. An 86 Matt Sundin. Okay. I would love to see that. Next 3 months come, or 2 months, let's say it's even a month, all right? Let's just say. Then you can grind towards working towards those cards, getting them. You can build a themed team. They're around the same overalls. Everything's great. They're untradeable. Fine, that's fine. The next one would be the 2000s, all right? Let's go with, the Pittsburgh Penguins. So you can get a flashback like Sidney Crosby that stats are based on his time, like his Gallery of Greats card was when he was a rookie and early on and things like that. I think that's how it should be. It's just tired. The way that it's not even the content that comes out, it's that the way content is delivered, EA needs to figure out a foundational change up for that. Hey, slaves, I worked my buns off at fantasy to get 3. Do you think they'll compensate the dummies like me that picked Johnny Hockey and Zegras? Oh my god. I try and make it out of fantasy, team of the year, and team of the season with 3 each year. I'm not no money spent, but try not to spend it all. A few bucks here and there, about 200 a year. This year has been easier than most to achieve MSPs, but the quality of them seems to have dropped. P.S. Would you sell fantasy Lucas Raymond now to try for a 4th team of the season? I have 94 Matthews and Quinn Hughes, X factored up to 93. McDavid, McKinnon, and McCarr, team of the year. Everything else is filler MSPs that can go into team of the season. With Lucas Raymond, I would try and at 99 with fantasy, even if he gets to 99. First of all, Detroit is in a tailspin, but his endurance is like the card at 99 is gonna be far better than his fantasy card. Next year, I don't know if I'm going to invest in fantasy. They absolutely sewered this event. So that's tough. I'd probably sell Lucas Raymond. So, it has been easier, in terms of compensating. No. So it looks like they've done a blanket thing where even if someone's injured, like Tomas Hertl, for a significant part of the season, there's nothing. It is buyer beware, and it has never been like that. Normally, we would get some sort of compensation or a change-up for the fantasy events. That's not the case. So going into next year, we need to have that understanding. They should change the max players on auction at once from 25 to 50. Yeah, I think that's probably a server thing because they don't want people having 50 up because they, I don't know, don't have enough storage or like actual cloud space. Because think about this, the amount of cards that you can put on the auction house, if there's more of them, it would just take longer than menus. It's dumb, right? But also, it probably stops the coin sellers. Like I would assume that would be why they cap it. MLB, my God, please. I'm not here for, in my opinion, this boring sport. I think I'm done with this. Sorry, sleeves. I do like your vids, NHL vids. Man, I totally understand, guys. Again, my NHL content's not going anywhere. If you don't like my MLB content, you just don't have to watch it. My NHL content will still be regular. What's the point of having silver and bronze players in the game if you can't collect them for teams for rewards? Why have the game look like you're opening packs but no way to feel like you're getting a dopamine dump? Make the game like you're acting like a coach or a GM. Have the players combine for synergies or a high overall boost. Also, an X Factor choice pack, your favorite team, would be awesome. You get to choose your favorite player to upgrade all year, not choose McDavid. So I've been saying this for years now. There 100% should be a collection. I think too often in huts, the cards are used as an economy. They're used as coins, essentially. Like, when you pull an 86 Matthews, it doesn't mean, like, oh my God, I got Matthews. You're like, oh, I got an 86, right? Which is brutal. It devalues the actual individual card. They 100%. This is, and I'm a big OHL fan. I would love it if you completed the Ice Dogs collection and you got an 85 overall Alex Pietrangelo that upgraded +1 each month. You could do a Sarnia. You complete all the Sarnia Sting, you get Steven Stamkos. London Knights. Oh, I mean, there's a billion London Knights. You can go John Tavares, Mitch Marner, doesn't matter. But like, that's how it should be. And it should be for every single European league as well. Like, I don't know why that isn't in the game. It used to be. And I don't know if it's just like they don't see the value in spending the resources and time to make those. I would do it. But, you know. Hey, Saves, I'm free to play. I have around 100K and I'm a diehard Habs fan. The market is flooded with cards because of the Leafs pack. Is now the time to get all the Leafs I can and quick sell them. I absolutely love this, dude. Yes, you should. Thank you again for everyone watching the videos. Who should you choose will continue until the end of Team of the Season, probably. And at that point, we're probably at a point where I can't really assist you. Maybe I will continue some sort of comment video where I can keep in communication with you guys. I won't be around this weekend. If Team of the Season does drop, I will have a video out on Monday that will go over everything. I do apologize. I'll be in Europe for the European Championships in the NHL 23 World Championship. So get to see my boy Eki. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.